Welcome to another episode of iKnowJax. I'm Joe Talentino. So the holiday season is now officially in full swing. There are blinking lights in every window and Christmas trees are up everywhere. Now, one of my absolute favorite places to visit to get into the holiday spirit is without doubt St. Augustine. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But we're going to visit a cool little place in the historic district, the Hotshot Bakery. I'm down in St. Augustine at the Hotshot Bakery and I'm trying a really great sandwich called the Hubba Panini.
Well, the Hubba was actually not created by me. We were in a different location and we had a countertop and we had a lot of Flagler students that ate with us. And one wanted me to create this sandwich. She wanted turkey, which we roast, so it's fresh turkey, and the datil jam on it, and cream cheese and provolone cheese, and of course on our panini bread, which is a light wheat made with poppy seeds and sunflower seeds. So I did, and when I handed it to her, it's right off the press, so it's good and hot, and she bites into it, and she goes, "Hubba Bubba!" So that immediately became the Hubba. It's too much to call it both, so we named it Hubba after her.
So you're very datil-centric here.
Yes, I am. I'm from St. Augustine. I was born here in the old white wooden East Coast Hospital on King Street where the Sebastian Winery is now. My mother is a Menorcan, so I've got a lot of Menorcan heritage in my background, and one of her grandmothers was a Seminole Indian, so there's a lot of Florida history here. So I created my first datil sauce, which is probably the number 3. Now I have 4 different levels of heat, 2 through 5. So 3 is the medium, and that's what most restaurants carry. To me, it's like garlic and tomatoes. You can do anything with it, you know. Just because it's a hot pepper is no reason to stop there. I like to work with it. It has a fabulous flavor. It's not like most hot peppers that are just macho hot.
Yeah.
It's got a flavor.
Sure.
And it doesn't hurt it doesn't burn your tongue when you first bite it. It goes to the back of your palate.
Yeah.
And then it explodes and lets you know it's there.
Right.
It's amazing to watch. Oh, this isn't hot, and then it's all of a sudden you see their eyes or they'll start sweating, turning red. Yeah, it is hot. We have an annual competition once a year to see who can eat the most datils in 5 minutes. The guy that won it this year is his 3rd year winning it, and he ate 61 in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Wow is right. That's what most people say.
Now, do you try and incorporate datil into your baking as well?
Yes.
Tell me some of the best or some of the most popular datil bakery items.
We have a gluten-free is real popular right now. It's not just because it's trendy. There's people that are seriously allergic to it.
Sure.
And I have developed a chocolate cake that's gluten-free, and then I put the datil jam in it while it's baking, and raspberries, and then when it comes out, I drizzle the jam over it and top it off with ganache.
Oh.
I put datil in our cupcakes. To me, raspberry and datil are just fabulous in chocolate, so I'll do that all the time.
Cool. Where do you get your datils?
I grow quite a few, but because of the way that the datil reputation has grown, there's a lot more people growing them. And we got to where, because we're selling so much, I couldn't grow enough. And I've got one grower that had 2,000 plants, another one that has 3,000. I just picked up a new one last year, and he only had 1,000 only. But he's increasing that this year. I can't wait to see him in the spring and see how many he's got.
If you're in St. Augustine, come down and check out the Hotshot Bakery and the Hubba Panini. When you go down to St. Augustine to check out all those holiday lights, make sure to stop by Hotshot Bakery as well. And when you do, make sure to let them know that you saw their story right here on iKnowJax. Next, we're going to talk about a wine that I think is good for the holidays. I'm here hanging out with my buddy Kris Chislett, the wine guy, and today we're going to try something a little bit different, right?
A little bit different for us for wine, because we've never actually done a sherry.
No, a sherry was something my grandma always
Exactly,
drank.
mine too. Every morning.
Our grandmothers were soused on sherry.
And my grandma lived to be 200 years old,
so it's a preservative.
It is
as well.
Preserves you, like pickles you, essentially.
I actually have never had sherry. Like, I don't drink I thought it was something you like cook.
I don't
for
either.
old people.
People don't.
Right.
I mean, honestly, people don't. Like,
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's pointless doing this episode because this is an amazing wine. I say that a lot, but yeah, I really do. I wouldn't be having it on the show if I didn't think it was amazing. But yeah, people really don't drink sherry. You know, same thing with the port episode that we did. Yeah. Typically, you wouldn't really cook with this kind of style. Some of the like the Fino sherries and just like the cooking sherries. But this is the Alvia 1927.
So this has been around since 1927?
Yep, and we're bringing it on the show. No, kind of not really. It's no, kind of not really.
Yes.
Pretty much no. So with sherry, what they do, they use kind of this what they call like a fractional blending system. So
is that one of those things that you guys do over in Europe, like the metric system?
pretty much. Yeah, well, you guys just kind of played around with like just like etch a sketch and then just like no, screw it, we're not going to do that.
System.
Yeah, so
Explain.
the oldest juice in this bottle dates back to 1927. Now, I mean, that could just be like a drop, but they use this, essentially the sherry itself is non-vintage, right? So the sherry itself, this is a non-vintage sherry, but they use, if you imagine like a pyramid of barrels, all right, so barrels at the bottom, you got the oldest, in this case, from 1927.
Right.
The juice all the way up at the top, the newest juice from last Wednesday.
Yeah, right.
Essentially.
The boom farm.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and then they're all linked. Okay. So you keep pouring new juice in the top and you take it out from the bottom. So it's a non-vintage sherry, but I don't know how they're really getting away with. I mean, they label it, 1927 on the actual label. But yeah, it's called they call it a Solera system. Solera, S-O-L-E-R-A.
Sure.
Solera system is how they essentially blend it together.
Spaniards come up with the
I know,
thing.
but the cool thing is you are actually, I mean, for what it's worth, going to be sampling juice from 1927.
Okay, cool. What kind of grapes are these?
It's a blend of 3 grapes. Okay. It's going to, God, now I forgot. Palomino, Moscatel, and Pedro Jimenez.
Pedro Jimenez. He's a pitcher for the Dodgers.
He is. Old Pedro Jimenez. Palomino, Moscatel, and Pedro Jimenez. Really
That's
kind of
a great
indigenous
name,
grapes.
really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
There's X's and Z's in it and all kinds of. We'll put it up on the screen again.
we
How's about
won't.
that?
No, I can't
No, we
spell
will.
that crap.
No, I'm gonna. Yeah, if it's not up on the screen,
I'm not
he got
committing.
lazy.
I'm not committing.
Just yeah. So if you're not looking at it on the screen right now,
So what is it? What are we doing here with the cheese and the chocolate?
same thing that we did. Hopefully, we're going to air these episodes in order. Otherwise, this is going to make no sense whatsoever. Well, it's going to make no sense. The same thing that we did with our port tasting.
So
We're going to do this with the sherry.
What do you call it? Comparative and
Compare and contrast.
Gotcha.
So compare and contrast. We have blue cheese. So we have a salty Stilton blue cheese, and then we have a sweet dark chocolate.
Right.
So we've got the
only kind of chocolate there is.
I mean, have a sip of the wine first, and we'll go from there.
It's the color is brown. I mean,
Really brown.
It's brown. I mean,
It's juice from 1927, love. I mean,
It's
what do
old-
you
it's
want?
old juice.
What do you want?
I thought it would be closer to dark red or something.
Right.
That's brown.
Well,
That's
if you
like
think
a
about
raisin right
the
there.
older that you age, these kind of like red wines, they get you keep doing it. They're just you age red wine, it's going to go brown. If you had a Cabernet for this long, it's going to be brown.
That's super sweet.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. It is sweet.
Yeah.
The reason behind this tasting.
And I'm supposed to eat the cheese and then.
Yeah. So let's do the same thing. Let's have a little bit of the cheese, and then literally wine
right
in
on
your
top
mouth.
of
Yeah, straight at the same time. The idea is that the equal parts, combined, are going to be, better and make you make that noise. So that's it.
I never would have thought that.
Right? I mean, I know he's not just saying this, but this is because I actually tried it before we went on camera just to be sure.
That's really weird and good.
Right? It is.
Yeah. I never.
So it's like the Stilton. You might not be a big
it's
Stilton
kind
fan.
of salty.
Sherry,
Yeah.
you might not be a big sherry fan, but the
those
two,
two
yeah, seriously, right?
Yeah,
it does.
very good.
It does make sense.
So I'm gonna try the chocolate.
Yeah, try the same thing with the chocolate. It's going to work. It's personally not as good of a pairing.
No, because that contrast is what
Yeah,
makes it.
like
good.
really, it really works. Again, I mean, this,
So this is sweet on sweet.
Yeah, so it should work. It's nice and straightforward, and that's the easiest pairing you can do. Sweet on sweet. So that'd be a comparative. The contrast, we've got the contrast of the salt and the sweet. This will be comparative.
too.
Yeah, but not as
Not as
eureka
unusual,
moment,
no.
euphoric pairing as
That's
the.
got a lot of alcohol in it too, right?
Yeah, 16%, I believe. Not
yeah.
quite as much. With sherry, they actually add brandy, so they top it up with a little bit of brandy, boost up the alcohol. But yeah, very
That's why
interesting
Grandma
stuff.
was always happy.
Exactly. She woke up, she got drunk as quickly as possible, and then
So if you want
had to deal with you all day.
Drink some sherry, man. See you guys on the next Wine Guy segment. Last week when I was at the Riverside Arts Market, I met Kris, and this fall he just had a baby girl, and it was the first time I got to see her. She was just adorable. I'm sure she got that from her mom. And speaking of Riverside Arts Market, there's always a lot to do in Jacksonville, even during the holiday season, and that's what we're going to talk about next. It's the holiday season, and that means a lot of holiday events are going on right now. Now, the first event coming up is the first Wednesday Art Walk for the year. You heard that right. It's estimated that more than 8,000 art enthusiasts attend Art Walk every month, and that's pretty impressive. And in the years that I've been going, I've seen it grow tremendously. Lots of arts, lots of venues, and I've heard that Santa is even coming to the Jacksonville Landing this time. The Art Walk takes place rain or shine from 5 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday, December 6th. Star Wars fans from around the globe are impatiently awaiting the next installment of the Star Wars saga that's coming to a movie theater near you this month. And here's another event fans don't want to miss. It's Force Fest, Jedi Night at the Jacksonville Landing, where you can find the biggest lightsaber battle in Florida. That's what my information promises anyway. This is a family-friendly event at the Landing on December 8th from 4 to 9 p.m. The Players at the Sea in Jax Beach have a big premiere coming up for the holiday season. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. This is a family musical by Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber, full of unforgettable songs. The performance premieres on December 8th and continues until December 23rd. And I can't skip by my favorite guys who really know how to play ball. Nope, I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about basketball, but not the Jacksonville Giants. They don't have their first game until the 15th of December. No, I'm talking about the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed watching them play. They're just plain fun. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming to the Veterans Memorial Arena on December 8th. There's a lot of other events as well. There's a reindeer 5K on December 8th, an ugly Christmas sweater bar crawl in Jax Beach on December 9th, and the community nutcracker at the Florida Theater on the weekend. And don't forget about the gingerbread extravaganza. I love saying extravaganza, I don't know why. You can find all the details on my website at iKnowJax.com. In the post, I cleverly have titled Fun Things to Do in Jacksonville in December. I just recently started the Ambassador program here at iKnowJax. Now, I've started the program to build a group of people who, just like me, want to make Jacksonville even better. Here at iKnowJax, I do my best to promote local events, local businesses, well, heck, pretty much anything local. Now, if local businesses, restaurants, bars, breweries, retail shops can thrive, well, we can keep a unique city. All of those big box chains can easily overrun us if we don't watch out. They have big money behind them and big marketing dollars, and that's just not the case for small local business owners. And when I say local businesses, I'm talking about locally owned independent businesses, not franchises. If this is something that's close to your heart as well, you should join me and the Ambassador program. You can find the sign-up form and more information about it on my website at iKnowJax.com/ambassador.
Hey, this is Steve with Trivia Nation. It's time to get your think on. Of the 4 major U.S. professional sports, which sport competes for the oldest trophy? Again, of the 4 major U.S. professional sports, which sport competes for the oldest trophy? Hey, before the break, we asked you a question. Of the 4 major U.S. professional sports, which competes for the oldest trophy? Nice work if you knew that that was the NHL. They compete for the Stanley Cup. Please join us at any of our 50 locations in Northeast Florida. Just go to trivianation.com for more details.
Hey, it's Joe from iKnowJax. Today I wanted to talk about restaurants. It's been a really busy fall with lots of new places added to the lineup. We waited patiently for Calford Chop House to finish renovations, and they opened their doors finally. I actually shouldn't call it renovations because that's not really correct. It's more like they built a new building out of the old one or something like that. The interior is very stylish, but my favorite part was the rooftop bar. But then again, I'm just a sucker for a great view, I guess. Calford Chop House is far from the only new restaurant that opened this fall. There were several new additions in St. John's Town Center. My favorite so far has to be Fogo de Chão. I don't often talk about chains, but I have to mention Fogo because I love meat, and this place gets you lots of it, and they do it well. The newest addition is the River and Post. I was anxious to see this one. Now, I often drive by the building and I wanted to see the rooftop bar, and let me tell you what, they have the best view. It's huge. Lots of great seating, fire pits, and a retractable roof. I think it's going to be a Jacksonville favorite. So far, I haven't eaten at Calford Chop House or River and Post, so I can't speak about their food or their drinks yet.
Today, Chef Ryan is going to show me how they make fried green tomatoes. He starts out with local tomatoes. He dips them in seasoned flour, buttermilk, and panko. Chef Ryan says that panko helps make the tomatoes really crispy. Then the tomatoes go into the fryer. The tomatoes are nice and crispy. He puts them on top of a house-made pimento cheese. He tops it with a special relish that has heirloom tomatoes, red and green peppers, white onion, and a little bit of jalapeno for that nice kick. Then he drizzles the whole thing with some bourbon balsamic. Doesn't that look awesome?
That's it for this week's episode of iKnowJax. Don't forget to sign up for the ambassador program on my website. Go there right now so you don't forget. I'll be back with another episode next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. if you're watching me on CW17. If you prefer to watch online, I'll have the new episode uploaded on my website at iKnowJax.com already on Saturday. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week. But before then, I'll see you on the internet.